This is a workbook that I created as a basis for one of the approaches that I talk about a lot, a body-up approach for learning. So this is a practical workbook that I've put together, and what it does is, in a very simple way, it provides sequential program with links to all kinds of online activities that I've created. And I do have on my membership site, under my courses, I have extensive information about this approach. So just bear in mind that the workbook itself, this workbook is really just a practical workbook that you can follow that gives you all kinds of ideas and information, and it also gives you at the end a checklist that allows you to check off what your child has been doing with these activities. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about that soon. But just so you know, in the courses that I teach, this developmental approach for sensory regulation, as well as the developmental approach to teaching handwriting. If you look at this developmental approach to teaching handwriting, you'll see that it's got stage 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way up to stage 10, developmental approach to teaching handwriting. And under each one of these, there are multiple videos and slideshows, and in some cases, additional activity ideas. So I want to really emphasize that this is a very abbreviated workbook compared to all the information that is on the course. But let me tell you what this looks like. So developmental approach for sensory learning, these are for early childhood children ages from around 3 to around 8. You really may do this with some of your younger children or for your older children, and it depends on what their levels are and if they're interested in doing these activities, if they really are motivating for them. So you'll see that I have put in a little bit of information about what this is about. But the first one starts with body pictures, static body postures, and I cannot in this video even begin to explain why this is important, but from a very young age, we really need to have children maintain static body postures, and there are lots of benefits. So if you click on the link or you go to the QR code, you'll see that there are posters and documents that link to these workbooks. So there are pictures that children can look at, they can follow along, they can hold these static body postures, and pretend that they are those animals or those objects. Then it goes on to move and stop body pictures. So all the ones at the top here are holding static body postures. Then we go on to move and stop. And this workbook links to another workbook. And so this body picture workbook are all move and stop body pictures and body postures. And these are actually based on pre-writing strokes. So I've got line down, line across. I'll show you what some of these look like. So all of the line down conceptual images are going to be like stand tall like a building and no moving. That's a static posture. The buildings don't move. Stand tall like a pencil, also static. Stand tall like the Eiffel Tower, static. Stand tall like a big tree, no moving. But then stand tall like a big tree and move as if you're swaying in the wind. Then there's line across. Spread your arms like a bird's wings with flapping and moving. Pretend you're a camel. So there are all kinds of activities here for children to follow along with and pretend that they are doing those, creating those lines. And then we go on to circle. Make your body like a circle, spin like a windmill, make like your body round like a paint blob. So that links to a full workbook. This here is also move and hold body postures. These are all really related to the Moro reflex. So if you click on this, you'll actually go to videos that the student watches. And I'll show you one of them, for instance. These are all really helpful for primitive reflex integration, specifically for the Moro reflex. So if I go on to this ball and splash, for instance, your child listens to the rhythm and follows the movement, but there's a specific rhythm and timing. This is not just doing the movement or holding or moving. It's specifically related to the rhythm. So that just shows you what that looks like. Ball and splash. Your child holds the ball static and then moves and flat on the floor, pretending that they're splashing. So there are 8 videos here that have to do with move and stop, but all of those really are helpful for primitive reflex integration, specifically the Moro reflex. Then it goes on to air drawing. And again, this goes to a link where children do drawing in the air. So there's line down, line across, They pretend that they are creating those lines, but drawing in the air. And again, I cannot go over it in this video, but I do in all my courses. There are so many developmental benefits to children doing all of these activities in the air. And I'd love to go into that now, but I go into it. There's lots of videos on my website that explain the relevance of that. So this is 2 web pages full of all kinds of air drawing videos. Then there are rhythmic hand function videos. I'm not going to show you all of these. And then there's a checklist that what you can do for the child can write their name there, or you can write the name, or if they have stamps for their name, then they can actually check off each day what the activities were. So, you could do this as an activity for the day, for instance. And you could say, these are the activities we're doing today. We're going to pretend we're a table. We're going to be a snake and a chair. And then you spend a few, maybe 30 seconds doing each one of these, and then the child checks it off, and then there's the data's on there so you can see that they did those. All of these as well. This gives you not only a checklist of what they did, but also a way of showing them the picture of what it is that they're going to be working on. So I would love your feedback. Again, I just have to say, if you are doing these activities with your children, these are not workbooks that I'm just giving out for free. I've spent a lot of years giving out a lot of free content. I'm not giving these workbooks out for free. But if your children are going to be actively doing these activities in this workbook and using these materials, I would love to work with you. I would love for you to join my Facebook group. This Facebook group, Share, Learn, Connect. It's an international networking group, and it's a place where we can have discussions, and we can also have some discussions private email or private messaging. But I would love to have videos of students doing these activities. As I said to you, I've worked very hard on all of these materials. And if your children are using these materials and doing these activities, I would love to have videos, and I can send you permission forms for your parents to sign, but I would love to have videos of children doing these activities for these programs that I've put together. Thank you so much, and I would love to hear from you.